If the probability of a child being a boy is a half, and a family plans to have 6 children, what are the odds against having all boys? The odds against having all boys. Well, whenever they ask me odds, I always start with probability. So we know we do need to go back to odds in the end, but let's start first with probability. So what's the probability of having all boys? All boys. So probability of 6 boys in a row. Well, remember that means and. That means the first is a boy and the second child's a boy and the third boy and the fourth boy and the fifth and the sixth. Okay, so what's the chance that the first one's going to be a boy? It's a half. And what do we always do with and in probability? We multiply. What's the chance the second's going to be a boy? Half, right? It's half boy, half girl. And the third's a boy. And the fourth's a boy. And the fifth's a boy. And the sixth is the boy. So we just multiply a half times a half, 6 times. So that's going to be on the top, we're just going to multiply 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1. So it's 1 on the bottom, multiplying 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 a bunch of times. That comes out 64. So that's the probability of having 6 boys in a row, 1 out of 64. Now, let's switch to odds. So then they ask us odds, but careful, it's not just odds, it's odds against. So odds for something is 4 colon against. If they ask us odds against something happening, that means you put the against first. And then the 4. Does that make sense? They're asking us odds against. So remember, probability is 4 over total. Probability is 4 over total, and odds is 4 and against. The odds for something is 4 and against. The odds against something switches that. So the 4 is 1. The 4 is 1. That doesn't change, right? The 4 is the 4. The only difference is the other number. If there's one, imagine a debate, if there's one person for some issue, and out of 64 total, how many must be against it? 63, right? If there's one person for something out of 64 total, there must be 63 against. There we go. There's the odds against, 63 to 1. You can put the word 2 in there instead of the colon. It's the same thing. There we go.